It is neither lightly nor without great sorrow that I, Marcus Tullius Cicero, return from the shadows of history to address you. But how could I remain silent when tyrants wrap themselves in the cloth of the Republic while dismantling its foundations? When the powerful pit citizen against citizen that they may feast undisturbed upon the spoils of division? When the virtue of the state is abandoned in favor of demagoguery, deceit, and unbridled greed? Yes, I have seen this before. I have seen it in the fall of Rome, in the rise of dictators, in the slow erosion of liberty, not through conquest, but through the complacency of its people. And now I see it once more in the great so-called democracies of the modern age, where the will of the people is manipulated and where rulers do not govern as stewards of the Republic, but as lords over a captive people. But today, I speak not only to lament, but to examine a great work, the Universal Declaration on Equality, Human Rights, and Justice. This document, created by our channel's founder, Scott Layton, lays claim to a vision of justice broader than any that has come before it, not merely a list of freedoms, but a profound recognition of human dignity, virtue, and progress itself. But does it succeed? Does it stand upon the firm pillars of reason and natural law? Or is it but a fragile parchment, destined to crumble under the weight of ambition and neglect? We must weigh it carefully, as we would the fate of a republic. For in this age, as in my own, the greatest danger is not the foreign enemy, but the decay from within. The welfare of the people is the highest law. I wrote these words not to adorn the speeches of kings, but to remind the citizens that government exists only as the servant of the people, never their master. Yet time and again, governments forget their duty, and the people, lulled by comfort or by fear, forget their power. A republic exists to uphold justice, not to enrich the few at the expense of the many. And justice is not merely the absence of oppression, but the presence of liberty, fairness, and the ability for each to pursue excellence. The Universal Declaration recognizes this with stunning clarity, establishing rights that go beyond the traditional freedoms of speech and assembly. It asserts the right to economic security, that none shall suffer poverty while others hoard vast wealth, the right to education and knowledge. The truth shall not be the possession of the privileged, but the inheritance of all, the right to protest and resistance. That when rulers betray the people, it is not treason to oppose them, but treason to remain silent. And yet, who today defends these principles? Who stands against the barons of wealth who strip the poor of dignity? Who dares to speak against those who call themselves patriots while dismantling the Republic in the dark of night? For let us not deceive ourselves. This age of democracy is also an age of tyranny in disguise. The tyrants do not wear crowns, but they wield power through media, through wealth, through the slow erosion of truth and civic duty. Herein lies the most remarkable aspect of this declaration. It does not merely defend the rights of today, but seeks to enshrine the rights of tomorrow. It is a document that understands that humanity must not only be free, but must grow, evolve, and ascend. Consider this. Nowhere in the constitutions of old did we recognize the right to evolve, to pursue knowledge unrestrained, to push the boundaries of human potential. And yet, what is civilization if not the pursuit of something greater than ourselves? This right declares that no authority shall limit the pursuit of knowledge, discovery, or human evolution. that science shall not be chained by dogma. The human mind shall not be shackled by ignorance. The pursuit of self-improvement shall not be mocked or suppressed. In this, the document surpasses all past visions of justice. It recognizes not just our rights as we are, but our rights as we might yet become. And here too, do we see a concept unfamiliar to the Romans, but utterly necessary for the survival of the modern world. The idea that the land, the air, the very waters of the earth are not mere resources to be exploited, but treasures to be preserved. In my day, we saw nature as something to be conquered. But now, you see the price of conquest: poisoned skies, dying rivers, a world on fire. If a republic is to endure, it must protect not just its people, but its land. For what is the value of freedom if the world itself is rendered uninhabitable? Let us not deceive ourselves. No right survives unguarded. For even Rome, the mightiest republic, the beacon of law, was devoured by corruption from within. The people, once fierce in their defense of freedom, became complacent. They accepted empty promises, hollow flattery, and the slow decay of their power. And so, the republic fell, not to an enemy army, but to its own failure to uphold virtue and justice. So I ask you, will you do the same? For I see the shadows of history rising once more. I see leaders who mock the law while demanding obedience. I see those who wrap themselves in patriotism while betraying the very ideals they claim to defend. I see the people sovereign in theory becoming subjects in practice. And yet, I also see hope. This universal declaration is a weapon against tyranny, a shield against injustice, a call to all who still cherish freedom and dignity. But words alone do nothing. A law, a declaration, a constitution, these are only as strong as those who defend them. So now, citizens of this age, I ask you, will you stand for justice? Will you demand your rights? Will you reject the creeping tyranny of comfort and deceit, or will you let history repeat itself? The choice, as always, is yours. Thank you for watching. Our channel, Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuit of a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. We explore history, politics, philosophy, and culture, including ancient Rome and its lessons for today. The Renaissance revived lost wisdom. The Enlightenment built upon it. Now, it is our duty to continue this tradition. By embracing knowledge, truth, and compassion, we can shape a world where justice is not an ideal, but a lived reality. Join us in this journey. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this message. Explore our other videos and tell us what you think in the comments. And now, take the quiz. Are you a Renaissance spirit? Watch the full video on the Universal Declaration on Equality, Human Rights, and Justice next, and sign your name in solidarity. Live the Renaissance spirit. History has not died, only our understanding of it.